Namaste, and welcome to Typical Monk. Today, we step into the highest scoring part of NEET Biology, genetics, and we begin exactly where this science began, with Mendel and his laws. And today, something new, we will also drill the way NEET actually asks, one idea at a time. Here is today's path, 5 stops. First, Mendel and his pea plant. Second, the monohybrid cross and its ratios. Third, the law of dominance and the law of segregation. Fourth, the test cross. And fifth, NEET drills, that is, assertion, reason, match, and statement. First, the father of genetics, Mendel. In the 1860s, Gregor Mendel worked out how traits pass on, long before genes were even known. He used the garden pea, Pisum sativum, and studied 7 pairs of contrasting characters. The pea was perfect, clear contrasting traits, and it can both self-pollinate and be cross-pollinated. He counted the offspring carefully and turned biology into numbers and ratios. Now, one trait at a time, the monohybrid cross. Cross a pure tall plant, that is TT, with a pure dwarf, that is TT. In the first generation, F1, all the plants are tall, that is TT. The dwarf trait seems to vanish. Now self-pollinate F1. The dwarf reappears in a ratio of 3 tall to 1 dwarf. So the dwarf factor was never lost. It was only hidden in F1. Now let's read the F2 ratios from this Punnett square. Cross F1 with F1, TT with TT, and fill the boxes with the gametes. The genotype ratio 1 TT, 2 TT, 1 TT, that is 1 to 2 to 1. The phenotype ratio 3 tall, 1 dwarf, that is 3 to 1. TT and TT both look tall, and that is why the phenotype and genotype ratios are different. Now Mendel's 2 laws, and a few key terms. The law of dominance, in a pair, one allele, the dominant one masks the other, the recessive one. The law of segregation, the 2 alleles separate during gamete formation. Each gamete is pure, that is, it gets only one allele. Genotype means the alleles, like TT. Phenotype means the look, like tall. Homozygous means TT or TT. Heterozygous means TT. The law of segregation has no exception. It is Mendel's most universal law. Now, a way to reveal a hidden genotype. The test cross. A tall plant could be TT or TT. You cannot tell just by looking. So you test it. Cross the unknown with a recessive plant, that is TT. This is the test cross. All tall means it was TT. In a ratio of 1 to 1, tall to dwarf means it was TT. Now, the high-yield pointers. The facts that NEET turns into questions. 1. Mendel, Pisum sativum, 7 contrasting characters. 2. Monohybrid F2. Phenotype 3 to 1. Genotype 1 to 2 to 1. Learn both. 3. The law of segregation has no exception. Dominance and independent assortment do have exceptions. 4. Test cross with a recessive pair. A 1-to-1 result means the unknown was heterozygous. 5. A back cross means a cross with either parent. A test cross is the back cross done with the recessive parent. Now NEET's first drill, assertion and reason. Each time, ask, is A true? Is R true? And does R explain A? First, A, in the F1 of a monohybrid cross, the recessive trait is not seen. R, the recessive allele is lost in the F1 generation. Here A is true, but A is false. The allele is not lost, only hidden. So the answer is C. Second, a test cross uses a homozygous recessive parent, R. It reveals the genotype of a dominant-looking individual. Both are true, and R correctly explains A, so the answer is A. Third, A, the genotype ratio equals the phenotype ratio in a monohybrid cross. R, dominant, homozygous, and heterozygous look identical. Here, A is false, but R is true, so the answer is D. Now, the second drill, match the column. Make the correct pairing. Monohybrid F2 phenotype, 3 to 1. Monohybrid F2 genotype, 1 to 2 to 1. Test cross, that is TT with TT 1 to 1. And the law with no exception, segregation. Now the third drill. How many of these statements are correct? Check them one by one. First, Mendel used pisum sativum with 7 characters. This is correct. Second, the recessive allele is destroyed in the F1 generation. This is wrong. Third, the F2 genotype ratio is 1 to 2 to 1. This is correct. So the correct statements, 2, that is, the first and the third. Now let's clear the mistakes students fall for. Myth, the recessive trait is lost in F1. Truth, it is only hidden. It reappears in F2. Myth, the phenotype and genotype ratios are the same. Truth, the phenotype is 3 to 1, but the genotype is 1 to 2 to 1. Now test yourself. Answer each one before it is revealed. Answer first. That is how you build strong NEET recall. Question 1. Mendel's plant and its species? Answer. The pisum sativum. Question 2. The monohybrid F2 phenotype ratio 3 to 1. Question 3. Which law has no exception? The law of segregation. Question 4. A test cross is done with which parent? The homozygous recessive. Question 5. TT with T gives which ratio? 1 to 1. Let's gather it all in one breath. Mendel, the pisum sativum, 7 contrasting characters. Monohybrid F2, phenotype 3 to 1, genotype 1 to 2 to 1. Nominance masks, segregation keeps the gametes pure. Test cross with the recessive, a 1 to 1 result means heterozygous. And you also drilled assertion, reason, match, and statement, all 3 question types. In the next class, the dihybrid cross and the law of independent assortment. See you there. You have started the highest scoring chapter in NEET Biology and drilled it the way NEET asks. Be proud, one idea at a time, with a calm mind, and you will crack NEET. This is Typical Monk. Every class always free.